Bonjour classe. Today's topic is possession in French. All the different ways to talk about my, your, his, her, our, and their different family members. Les objectifs. First, learn how to say all those different possessives. My, your, his, her, our, your, and their. Then, learn how to combine those words with family members to make sentences like these. My parents live in Saratoga. Your brother works at Target. Their grandmother likes to travel. We're going to start simple with the words for my. In French, there are 3 words for my: mon, ma, and mes. How do you know which one to use? Well, it depends on the word that comes after. It depends which family member word comes next. If that word is one man, like père, frère, cousin, or oncle, you should use mon. If it's a woman, like sœur, mère, tante, or cousine, you should use ma. And if it's a group of people, like parents, grands-parents, you should use mes. Now note, the gender of the people in groups doesn't matter. All groups, whether they're all guys or all girls, will take mes. Here's a little practice for you. On those blanks, should the word be mon, ma, or mes? Let's take a look at our answer key. Number 1, my brother likes to swim. Mon frère aime nager. Why is it mon? Well, look at the family word. Frère is a brother, that's one guy, should be mon. Number 2, my aunt hates to travel. Ma tante déteste voyager. Why did I choose ma? Well, the word tante decided on the answer. Your aunt is one woman, should be ma. My parents live in Lyon for number 3. Mes parents habitent à Lyon. Why did I choose mes? Well, because parents has an S on the end, and that's how you know I'm talking about more than one person. Mes is the only option when the next word is more than one person. Number 4, my cousin is named Sarah. Ma cousine s'appelle Sarah. Why did I choose ma? Well, Sarah is not a guy, so it can't be mon. And Sarah's only one person, so it can't be mes. That leaves me with ma cousine. Number 5, my brothers are tall. Mes frères sont grands. Now this one's a little weird. If you look at number 1, it says mon frère. But on number 5, it's mes frères. Why is it different even though these are both brother sentences? The answer is because we're talking about multiple brothers this time. Mes frères are my brothers, not my brother. And last but not least, my father works at Target. Mon père travaille à Target. Nice and easy. Père is one man, mon. Here's the good news. The word for your works just like my. The informal your is either ton, ta, or te. And just like before, it's the next word that decides which one you use. If the next word is a male family member, like père or frère, you'll use ton. If it's one woman, like sœur, mère, you will use ta. And if it's a group of people, you will use te. To me, mon mame, ton tate rhyme, so if you know how to use mon mame, just change the M to the T, and you know how to do it. Guys, let's get a little practice with that. Which word would make the most sense in the blank? Let's take a look at our answer key. Number 1, ton blank travaille à Global Foundries. Ton père travaille à Global Foundries. Guys, ton is masculine. It must be followed up with a male family member. That's why père makes sense. Number 2, ta tante voyage à Strasbourg. Ta must be followed by a single woman. Tante is the only one of those options that's one woman. Number 3, tes frères adorent skier. The only one of those words that is plural is frère with an S. T-E-S. Te must be followed by a group, just like M-E-S. Mais. Last but not least, ta cousine Nicole mange l'ananas. This time, the only thing that would make sense would be ta, because the family member that came after it is cousine Nicole, and that's clearly one girl. Ta is the only possible answer. Heads up, it gets a little bit trickier after this part, so I want to go over the most important rule we have learned so far. The next word determines if you use mon, ma, mes, or ton, ta, te. remember that the person speaking has nothing to do with it. It's all determined by the word that comes after. When I say mon père, I chose mon because the next word is père. When I say ta mère, I chose that because the next word is mère. Let me repeat the important rule one more time. The next word determines if it's mon mamé or ton tate. You're going to need to know that for this part. The French words for his and her are the same. Son, sa, ses. Son means both his and her. Sa means both his and her. Se means both his and her. And they follow the same rules as mon mamé and ton tate. You use son if the next word is a man. You use sa if the next word is a woman. You use se if the next word is a group. However, every time you see one of these three words, whether it be son, sa, or se, it can mean either his or her. For example, if you are reading and you see son père, that could mean his father or her father. If you see sa mère, that could mean his mother or her mother. Ses parents means his parents or her parents. Here's some more examples. Son père habite à Paris. That could mean his father works in Paris or her father works in Paris. I used son because the next word is père. Sa mère aime voyager. That means his mother likes to travel or her mother likes to travel. I chose sa because the next word is mère. And yep, that means that from now on, when we do translations, I expect you to write two translations whenever we see son, sa, se, because these words can mean both his and her. Here's a visual example. We're going to make a sentence about this photo. English would say, that's her father. This is because English puts the focus on the little girl. French would say, c'est son père. The masculine word son is used because it's tied to the next word, père, not the little girl. Let's do some practice. Son, sa, or se. Remember, don't think in English. It's all about the next word. Let's take a look at our answer key, and much like my Bitmoji, you gotta look at the word after the blank to know if it's son, sa, or se. His sister likes pizza. Sa sœur aime la pizza. Because it's sœur, it has to be sa. Her father is strict. Son père est strict. You know to say mon père. You know to say ton père. So to make it be her father, it needs to be son père. His aunts like to talk. Ses tantes aiment parler. It's more than one person. It needs to be the plural one, ses. His brother plays lacrosse. Son frère joue à la crosse. Frère is masculine, so son has to be masculine also. What if I want to say her brother plays lacrosse? Guess what, guys? It's still son frère joue à la crosse because the word frère has not changed. French doesn't care about the person who's speaking. They care about the next word. Number 6, her brothers play lacrosse. This time it's going to be plural. Ses frères jouent à la crosse. And here's the good news. That was the hardest part, and it now gets easier. Okay, guys, it's time to talk about the formal way to talk. When being formal or addressing a group, you should replace ton and ta with votre, and replace tes with vos. I think this actually makes it a little bit easier. If you want to say your father, the informal way is ton père. The formal way is votre père. Your mother, ta mère. But if you want to be polite when you're talking about somebody's mom, votre mère. If you're talking about your parents, tes parents is informal, vos parents is formal. To me, this is just a simplified version of ton ta te, and it even sort of looks like the word vous, which is the formal you. Let's practice making it formal. On the left, I've got ton frère, tes cousins, ta tante, and ton chat. I would like you to make those the same thing, but formal this time. Let's look at our answer key. Ton frère becomes votre frère. Tes cousins becomes vos cousins. It's plural. Ta tante becomes votre tante. Ton chat becomes votre chat. What's cool about votre is that it doesn't care about masculine or feminine, so ton and ta both just become votre when you're being formal. The word for our is very similar. Notre means our for just one person. Nos means our for a group. It looks a lot like votre. Votre père, your father. Notre père, our father. Votre mère, notre mère. Vos parents, nos parents. Votre veau, notre nos are a pair. In fact, you may have even seen notre at some point before in the term Notre Dame. It's French and it means Our Lady because notre means our. Unfortunately, we pronounce it wrong in English, like when we're talking about sports teams. People say Notre Dame, they should be saying Notre Dame. As you can tell, this kills me a little bit every time I hear it. So as French students, please only pronounce this as Notre Dame, Our Lady. Last but not least is the word for their. When it's singular, for one man or one woman, it should be leur. When it's a group of people, it's still leur, but with a silent S. For example, leur père is their father, leur mère is their mother, leurs parents is their parents. And one little note, this is the possessive there. This is not location there, T-E-H-R-E. And it's also not they are. This is only possessive there, leur, leur. Let's mush notre and leur together. Can you replace the blank with the correct French possessive? Let's look at our answer key. Our grandfather, just one person, notre grand-père. Their grandparents, plural needs an S, leurs grands-parents. Our family, only one family unit, notre famille. If you used nos, it would be our families, implying that you have multiple families. Number 4, our cats, nos chats. Number 5, their dog, leur chien. Number 6, their dogs, leurs chiens. Pronounced the same way, but at least on paper, you'll see the S's to mark plural. Let's sum it up, guys. Number 1, French possession words have 2 or 3 forms. 1 for if the next word's a man, 1 for if the next word's a woman, 1 for if the next word is plural. You pick the correct option based on the next word. So if you want to say your brother, and you know that your can be ton, ta, tes, you base it on the word for brother, frère. That's how I know it's ton frère. And number 3, maybe the trickiest part, French does not have a separate word for his and her. Every time you see son, sa, or ses, it could mean either. Son père means his father and her father. Sa mère means his mother and her mother. Ses parents means his parents or her parents. Fini! High five, guys, we're all done. If you'd like to learn more about how his, her, and their work for non-binary people, you can keep watching for a little extra section at the end. Otherwise, you may close this video and turn in your assignment. If you ever need to review, the back of your vocab sheet has all of these rules in one easy table. À bientôt! Hey, what up, people who decided to stay late? Let's talk about non-binary possessives. As a quick reminder, here's how it works in English. If the person referenced is a man, you use the word his. For example, his father works at Target. If the person referenced is a woman, you use her. For example, her father works at Target. And if the person referenced is non-binary and doesn't prefer to use his or her, you use their. For example, their father works at Target. Here's the cool thing about French. In French, there is no need for a separate non-binary pronoun, their, like we have in English, because son, sa, ses are already non-binary. In French, everyone uses non-binary pronouns because son, sa, ses already mean both his and her. They are not gender specific. They are, in fact, specific only to the next word in the sentence. So, never use leur with a non-binary person. I know it means their, but you don't do that. You just use son, sa, ses. Use son, sa, ses and follow the usual rule I taught you. It's the next word that determines which to use. For example, son père travaille à Target could mean his father works at Target, her father works at Target, or even their father works at Target if this is the father of a non-binary person, because son, sa, ses only cares about the word father, père. It doesn't care about anything else. Now we're done for real. Bye, guys. A bientôt.